Hey y'all, welcome to the Hey Coworker Podcast, some of your favorite not safe for work coworkers. I am RJ, the friendly neighborhood Dom, and this is
Brianna,
aka
Big Rocks,
not the little one.
never the little one.
And we are your favorite not safe for work coworkers, some of you, the best coworkers in the world. Thank y'all for being here again, another week, liking, sharing, subscribing, leaving comments with timestamps, and we greatly appreciate it. How are you, friend?
I'm doing okay. I've been sick. I'm feeling a bit better. I just have like a runny nose, but it's like the sickness doesn't want to fully start. My throat has been itching for the past 3 days. What the fuck you gonna do? Make up your mind. I can't stand no indecisive bitch. Make up your mind.
Fair.
Like, you be sick or not? It's not, but it's clear.
You remember a couple weeks ago, it took forever to feel normal again. But, glad I got over that. I'm hoping that you're not like sick. For
the record, I gave him the option. I said, hey, I feel fine to come into work, but I'm letting you know what symptoms I have. It is up to you if you would like for me to still come or not. And he said yes. So
I said, all right, fine.
It's fine. Get you some oranges. You'll be okay.
Yeah. Also, this is going to be the last time that we see Rox without the couch because we signed our new lease on Monday and our movers come this weekend.
For the record, him and his girlfriend. We don't have a lease together, in case anyone was unclear of that.
So we moved to a place that I could build a studio of my own. I'm gonna have my own little man cave that I can do it as I please. And so that is gonna be fun to kind of like what you have at your place, I'm gonna get to do with I'm like, all right, cool. So let's see how this goes. And that room also has a walk-in closet, so maybe we'll have a dungeon too. Who knows? It's gonna be a wild time. Fun things in our future. Did you just gulp?
I gunked.
Well, yeah. So Rox is gonna be back on the couch.
Back on the couch. We see you.
Yeah, we hear. We get it. All right, we heard you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Making do with what we had in the meantime.
Yeah, goddamn. I may keep a chair though. I like the chair. I didn't really like on the couch because it made me look bigger than I was and feel like I was like, okay. And I feel like over the last 6 months, I've been on my health and fitness journey, and I feel like y'all see the progress.
So maybe you should. I mean, yes, if you're more comfortable in a chair, absolutely do a chair. But maybe you should just set up the camera and sit on the couch and see. Maybe you've made such a transformation that the couch can't hold you back. Now, I'm not saying you have to commit to a whole episode. I'm just saying.
So this is the thing. I am at the point now in my fitness journey, and I feel like people that have yo-yoed, know this, there's a difference between you looking good with your clothes on and you looking good completely butt ass naked. These are two very different things, because which brings me to another question, which we're going to talk about, which is, when did you figure out how to dress for your body? Because that is a thing that you have to learn how to do. But there's a difference between being fine with your clothes on and being fine with your clothes off, because you can dress in certain ways that can hide certain things and do other. I am at the point now in my fitness journey where I look great in my clothes.
Were you planning on doing an episode naked or something? I'm not really sure what.
No. But I want to get to the point where because even when you look good in your clothes, you can move a certain way, and people you were hiding it, and it's, I don't want this type of pressure. It's crazy out here.
Okay.
I'm getting there, but I'm not quite there. I'm not at the point where I can turn it in the angle and I'm just fly like that. It's gotta be worked on.
Okay. No,
we gotta take our time.
Totes.
And we don't wanna crush our confidence in the progress that we've made by rushing too quickly, by jumping headlong into things.
Right.
We gotta be more strategic with how we do this.
Okay. No, totes.
So but also, and we can go back to that, when did you figure out how to dress for your body size? Because I feel like for most people, it's somewhere in college.
It was much after that for me.
Oh, really?
It's recent.
Okay. But you got a whole so I figured out, I think you've known how to dress for your body, but figuring out your individual style and jumping, really?
Since you've known me, yes.
Yes.
But for a very long time, up until I had kids, I often struggled because I'm very small and I know what I want to look like, but that is not what I look like, but I was still dressing for what I wanted to look like. So a lot of times, like, not only am I small, but I have a relatively younger face. So I look like a child playing in their mama clothes. Like, the clothes don't fit the way that they're supposed to because I'm buying this stuff thinking, oh, well, she got it on. So but it don't look like that on me. And it's so interesting that you brought that up because that's actually a thing on my page. Like, I've only posted one so far, but I said I was going to start this series of anytime I got clothes that I believe that the clothes are cute, they're just not cute on me, I would make a video because I have a lot, like, I'm very small. The vast majority of people who follow me are not this size. So I'm doing this thing where it's like, okay, I'll put on a dress. This dress would be really cute if I had hips. So if you're about my size at the top, but you have a little bit more hips and thighs, this will be for you. Or I had a dress where I was like, this dress needs smaller boobs. The dress fits great, but my boobs are too big for me to be comfortable in it. Like, so I think that that's a pretty important thing because somebody told me once in a comment, I think I talked about it on the podcast already, but somebody told me once in a comment, ooh, us petite girls really can just put on anything and we look good. Like, other girls be looking good too, but us, we can just do anything. And I was like, no, there are absolutely clothes that do not look good on me. And she gonna say, well, I ain't seen none. You think I'm gonna post them? Put your thinking cap on, sir. You think I'm gonna post them? Why would you see them? You don't live with me. The nigga who live with me don't see the stuff that does not look good on me. I'm not posting it. I now know I have formulas. Like, and I was talking to Vet about it, and he's like, yeah, that's how I know you too far off into this fashion thing, because what the fuck are formulas? And I'm like, we all have formulas. If you are going somewhere, if they tell you it's a formal event, you might not know what colors you're wearing. You might not know the specifics, but you pretty much know, okay, I'm going to do a suit, jacket, t-shirt, tie. And that's a pretty general formula, but it is a formula. Like, if somebody says, hey, we're going out to brunch and we're dressing up, I have an idea already in my head. I might not know what the shirt is going to look like, but I know it's going to be, like, for instance, this is one of my main formulas. A tight shirt, baggy jeans, one of my main formulas. That is what looks good on my body type. I cannot do the other way around. My legs are too small to do a baggy shirt and small shorts. You know how you'll see the young girls walking around sometimes, that big ass shirt don't look like they ain't got no shorts on until they walk somewhere you can see. I can't do that. My legs are too small. So that is a formula that does not work for me.
I used to not be able to do shorts because I had too small legs, and now I squat. So, like, that's less of an issue. I still be like, I don't know how I feel it. Yeah. But there are certain, and I get that. There are certain things that I want to dress like I'm tall and skinny. Right. But I am not tall and skinny. I am average height and skinny fat. Like, I got that preacher build. I got the pre-pastor build before he cheats on his wife and all that other stuff. Like,
preacher build is crazy.
You know, like the muscular, like he's a reverend, but he came home from the military type shit.
That one white man with the part.
Oh, I don't know what white man you're talking about. That's crazy.
Pastor Carl, I think, was his name. I think.
I don't know. These new age preachers are different. I'm talking about the types that I grew up with.
Oh, okay.
And not my particular pastor, because he ain't cheat on his wife or nothing like that.
My pastor was out of shape, and he also didn't cheat on his wife. So
actually, I don't know if he.
As far as I know, that ain't my business.
Okay, but no. Not while we were at the church. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know
there wasn't
no
church scandals.
Yeah, no. Nothing like that, and nothing since I've been grown and what's the name of the church. But I don't know what they got up to in their younger years. Yeah. I don't, and they got married young. So who knows?
Yeah. Well, I have a question.
Okay.
How are you? All things considered, I know that you've taken a loss recently.
Yeah. It's. Okay, so she is, for those of you that don't know, I am a fan of Shits and Gigs. I've never really been quiet on here about being a fan of Shits and Gigs.
You guys don't know this, but the vast majority of the time when I come, there's a TV directly behind this camera, and it's usually either the little previews that Netflix runs just on repeat, or it's paused on Shits and Gigs.
Yeah. Like, I'm watching it and I'm thinking about stuff, and they're giving me ideas about, like, content and things that maybe we could talk about, or how could we twist this to fit it for what it is we do. And I just like them. I think that they're entertaining. I felt like that they were two guys that understood and were kind of in on the joke and in on like they had an awareness. And so you give people, when you have certain types of relationships with them or you view them a certain way, you give them certain leeway until they prove otherwise.
Right.
And so the thing that I feel about them is that I've heard a lot of things said about them and I felt a lot of different ways about it. And I came to the conclusion that I think that this is a thing that people will separate themselves from them. And I understand that people are going to do that. I think that this is a thing that they did that was bad, but not a thing that makes them irredeemable. And I can't believe that we're willing to throw people away this quickly. But if people do choose to do that, like, that is your prerogative. Yeah. You can do that. I'm not going to fault you for it. I'm just like, I don't think that this was the thing. Now if you've heard other things that they've said and you see a pattern in behavior and you're like, yeah, actually no, cool. That's not a thing that I've been hip to yet. And not a thing that I have fully given up on them to like actually do better. You came out, you apologized, now show improve.
Right.
So yeah, I've heard a lot of things. I was disappointed. I was like, fuck. I was disappointed mainly because like it'd be like,
it sucks when you're faves.
Yeah. Like I don't want you to do things that they're gonna say things to hurt,
especially one of your core demographics.
Yes, because I think that is, and I'm glad you said one of.
Yeah.
Because people will often make it seem like it is they only have one demographic that, and I was like,
no,
that is spurred on a lot of it, but a lot of, we don't have to get into that because that's like not actually relevant to the point that I'm trying to make, which is that I do think that what they should have apologized, show improve. Let's see you do something different. Let's see what happens. I saw another dude that made a point that was like, this type of behavior usually indicates this type of man, and these type of men also have to raise black women, because what happens when you have a black daughter and you have these type of thoughts? And I just went, I understand how you got there. I even agree with the point that you're making. I hate that they did something that opened up a window for us to even have to have this type of a conversation.
Yeah. I don't watch the show.
Yeah.
But I am familiar every single time a clip of them comes by, I do stop and watch it. And as a black woman, I'm in kind of a peculiar place here because very unpopular opinion. I am aware, and please don't hold it against me, but I actually enjoy Andrew Schultz. But the reason that I enjoy Andrew Schultz is because let me rephrase. I enjoy Brilliant Idiots. I've never seen an Andrew Schultz stand-up show. I think the one he did something on Netflix, I got about halfway through it and couldn't, Yeah. But I enjoy Brilliant Idiots, but the reason is because I enjoy comedy and I think that he is a good comedian, and the jokes that he makes, even at the expense or towards black women, I still find them jokey. I still find them, but I'm not insulted by them because I do believe that Andrew has some ideals that I don't agree with. But I don't believe that Andrew dislikes black women. I don't believe that. Now, as far as I think Andrew is the definition of equal opportunist. He is going to talk about anybody, and I'm not going to hold back on the joke. If I think of a funny joke to say, I'm not going to not say it just because you're a black woman and I don't want to offend you. And I personally appreciate that. That is that isn't me in no way saying that you as a black woman should also feel that way. If you are offended by it, then that is, but I personally am not, because I appreciate the joke. If it made me laugh, if this joke was about anybody else, would I laugh at it? If this was like the same joke about anybody else, would I laugh at it? And if I would, I'm not going to not laugh at it just because it was directed at my demographic. Now, my only thing with Shits and Gigs is y'all are big enough to
know better.
You're big enough to stand up. You're not small time. When you go, like, it can be Andrew Schultz he's a comedian. He goes on world tours. He sells out arena. It can be intimidating. And unfortunately, I mean, they're not even American, but he's a white man. And for us, that is it's always kind of like a, let me sit up straight. So you don't want to offend. I don't know them.
I would have been, even though Andrew is someone who is around the culture, I would have been like, and even the way that I would have chose to answer or say something about that. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off because I feel like you had a thought. I feel like most people's gripes is they feel like those two black men didn't stand up and protect black women.
Exactly.
I get that, and I completely agree with that. And because when I think about how I might have handled that situation, my answer to that is different. I go, when he starts talking about black men being abused by black women, I'd be like, well, to be honest with you, like the only times a woman has ever put their hands on me to try to do me harm was a white woman. So I don't, this is not the experience that I have.
Yeah.
But then that is a very real thing, and he's going to make a joke about that because it's Andrew.
Right. And that's the thing, like, you have to, Andrew is talented at what he does. You have to trust in your ability to feed him something else. Change it. It's just, I feel like if they were a much smaller, okay, I don't believe that you would ever do this, right?
No.
But if us two, we're small, we have the ability to be in front of Andrew Schultz, I think that I trust that you would do the right thing. But if you didn't, I wouldn't necessarily hold it against you because of where we are. It's like I'm not trying to do the wrong thing here, because if this goes well, I'm opening doors. I'm on a platform much larger than my own, but they can't say that.
But even in those situations, I have to weigh the feeling of how badly do I want this opportunity with how do I feel about my community and who I say I am.
Right. And I agree. I'm just saying I would have grace because you are not on an even playing field with this person, where I feel like they are. I don't know that it's even, but it's way too close for y'all for you to, because I can't say that I believe that they believe the things that they said. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, let me just agree. Let me just say, you shouldn't be doing that. But I do believe that there is a difference in how I would handle the situation if I believe that you believe these things that you're saying, or if I believe that you're just in a situation where you feel like it's just best to agree. You're getting shit regardless. But the level of it does matter to me.
Yes. The other thing of it is, for me, I have a tendency to want to come to the defense of black men because I am a black man. And so I have to believe that black men are redeemable, because if I don't, then I can't believe the same thing about myself, which then would make life very, very hard and very, very sad for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could have chose to handle that in a completely different way. And yeah, I would try not to put myself in positions where I have to even do things like that.
Yeah.
Like,
you know where you're going.
This is the thing. You went on Flagrant, which is not even the one that they should have gone on, because I would have had you go on
Brilliant Idiots.
Because then you've got Charlamagne there as a safety net.
And Charlamagne not going for that. I don't know if y'all listen to it, but a lot of black women don't like Charlamagne, and I do know why at times, but I am a fan. But that's because I listen to the podcast more than I listen to the radio. And on the podcast, Andrew says some shit about black women.
But that's because
Charlamagne not going for it.
But that's because also when Charlamagne is on the Breakfast Club, it makes you feel like you're like, it's just black people listening. Like, it's just us in the room. It's just black people having conversation, even though it's being broadcast out to all of these communities that are not us. And so now they have all of these things that they want to talk about because they heard this, the black people say this when we were having a conversation speaking to each other. Whereas when he is sitting with Andrew, he knows I'm not going to let this white man talk about my community in this way. There are things that I can say about black women because I have lived experience with black women, and even if I found the joke to be true, even if I had been in relationships with black women where they had put their hands on me, where they had stressed me out and done all types of crazy shit to me, there is still a line I am going to draw where I can have those things to say because I have been in relationship and I have earned that. You can't make that joke.
Well, I don't know that I have been in relationship part because Andrew's dated black girls. When I first introduced him, he dated black women. So I don't think that alone is enough, like the lived experience, because
also what if Andrew is making this joke because he had because he had a black woman put their hands on him.
I don't know that particular thing to be true, but yes, I when I first was introduced to the Brilliant Idiots, Andrew was dating a black woman. So I completely understand why everybody is upset. But as someone who just values comedy so much, now they weren't funny enough during this. Like, if you're gonna do it,
the jokes weren't.
You gotta be able to make some hit. The jokes gotta hit. They gotta hit, because I can't defend it if it's not funny. If that's where we are, if this is for entertainment purposes, it can't just feel like I'm being slandered and there's no joke. Where's the funny? Where's the joke in it?
I hear you.
That makes a big difference.
So I feel like we have now attacked this from every single angle, and I hope that was enough because this is the thing. Inevitably, I'm going to clip up probably something from this portion of the podcast, because we're at, like, this is the first 20 minutes.
Please don't clip me saying that I'm a fan of Andrew Schultz.
I would not do you like that. That is crazy. Friend, I love you. I would not do you like that.
Okay, I didn't know if it was going to be important to the plot, but let's work around it.
No. I'm glad that you brought up, and I feel like this was a somewhat fair and balanced conversation that I feel like that wasn't the selective outrage that I saw and vitriol that I saw online. But I have understanding for those things. But this was just us having a conversation about, this is what I saw. This is how I felt about it. I understand y'all being angry. I understand y'all separating yourselves.
And I'm completely fine with that. It ain't no skin lost for me, because I don't even listen to podcasts no more, including Shits and Gigs or Brilliant Idiots, and I never listen to
Since we've started doing the podcast, I listen to podcasts way, way less, because I don't want their content to bleed into ours.
Yeah, by the time we started this, I think the only 3 podcasts that I was listening to regularly was Brilliant Idiots, The Read, and Poor Minds. The Read I had to just back off of because it was just becoming a lot to me. It was a lot of hypocrisy. I loved them too down, but it was some things that it was annoying me. So really, after Renaissance, remember they took that break, and then Renaissance came out after that kind of when it became like I went too long without them, and it was like, I really don't need this right now. And then Brilliant Idiots is the one where if I'm randomly in a situation where, like, I'm doing my hair in the bathroom, I need something to listen to, I'll put on Brilliant Idiots. Poor Minds is actually my favorite podcast, but I had to stop listening to it because I feel like they're 2 girls from Houston. Lex P is from Orange, but they're 2 girls from Houston, and I feel like Lex, one of the stars, Lex, and I have a very similar humor, and I don't want to start hearing her in me any more than it already is, just because of the way we talk.
Understandable.
Yeah.
And there's so I'm also trying to do better about what content I am ingesting. Yeah. And because I'm also trying to get back into writing and doing more poetry. I got hit up to come do some show in California. Okay. They wanted to fly me out first week of October, and I was like, maybe we got to talk about how much you're trying to pay me to come do that, though, because you want me to get on it. You want me to leave my house, first of all. Okay. To come and say words into a microphone for y'all, and that takes more energy than people realize it does, to prepare yourself to do those things and to talk in front of people, especially when you would rather just be in your house, not having to deal with anyone. So anytime I have to leave my house and I am having to interact with others that I did not choose to specifically interact with, I feel as though I should be compensated for doing such. And sometimes people don't really want to pay poets. They want to pay the DJ, they want to pay the musician, they want to pay the caterer, they want to pay the bartender.
Not the stars of the show.
But you didn't want to pay. You paid the singer because that's you paid the comedian, but you was like, oh, like, we're just gonna have a poet. Like, first of all, what is this, a variety show? What is happening? And because everything is not meant for a poem to be said. Like, we don't got to do a poem at everything. A particular place I don't ever want to see a poem. A step show. Saw it once. Didn't like it. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Don't bring your fucking poem. No goddamn step show. Whatever, right? But people will choose to just like not pay you or to lowball you, and I'm like, yeah, no. Like I've done a few things. I've been a few places. You can't get me to leave the house for that.
Right. Hurt.
And you want me to leave the state. We haven't even talked about budget yet, and I'm already. You see how I'm my back already up. We ain't even talked about budget yet.
Yeah.
So you know.
You just said step show, and it reminded me. We went out on Friday. I think I talked about this, because I saw you, because we've recorded since then, but I don't know if I mentioned this. At some point, the place we went to is kind of small. It's like a little hole in the wall. Super fun time there, because it don't be too crowded, but it's not that big. So Vet went to the bar or to the restaurant. He went somewhere, but then he texted me and was like, I accidentally went to the bar before the line dance started. And now it started. And he did not want to cross their line like they were a sorority or fraternity. Something they're sitting there dancing to Tamia or something. And he's just kind of standing there because he doesn't want to cross their line. He's no scab.
He's no scab. It's crazy. Wait, this was a line dance where?
Just at the club. Like we were out at a bar. Like a little lounge.
And there's just some AKs or some doses.
No. It was just regular people doing a line dance. Just dancing to Tamia, but they were taking up a lot of space because it was like a group of them. I posted a video. It's super funny because he's just like standing there with his drink waiting because he's ready to come back. That was so funny to me.
It's funny to me too.
Because you're not gonna get in trouble. No one's gonna push you or jump you.
Like because in college and this is the thing. I went to the Prairie View A&M University. You will get
beat up, jumped.
I've seen somebody get zoo kicked. Actually, some girls found that to be erotic. They was like, "Oh, he likes me. He zoo kicked me." That's what the Kappas did. Because the Kappas, so the Kappas at Prairie View, they have a different like roll call song than most Kappas. Their roll call song is Flashlight, and so they be jumping around, kicking, and it's called a zoo kick. And I have seen a young lady be zoo kicked and then like she was like struck by Cupid's arrow. I couldn't believe what was happening. I was like, he just assaulted you.
Yes.
Is this what you call love? What type of household did you grow up in? Or you might just be my type of girl.
If this is not rooted in trauma, I'm intrigued. I'm listening.
Is it kink? We don't judge.
I remember being at a college party at Sam Houston. Sam Houston has such good parties. But I remember being at a party at Sam Houston and being lifted from my feet and into the air very suddenly.
Q dogs.
Yeah. Not for me. I almost punched that nigga in the top of the head. If I wasn't afraid that he would have dropped me, if I punched him in the top of the head, I wanted to on the top of his head like a whack-a-mole. Put me back. I have issue with my feet. I don't even like to skip because I don't like both of my feet not being on the ground. One of my feet need to be on the ground.
So this is the thing. The people that are the most dangerous for women to be around when there is strolling happening at a party is always the Qs. But from what I've seen and the Qs that I have interacted with, they were like, I didn't pick up that's a Neo that got overexcited. Like he just crossed. He is so happy to be here. And he ain't never had bitches in his life. He is just excited. And that's not an excuse because nigga, keep your hands to yourself. What I'm telling you is that's the context for what's happening.
No, I knew him.
That's the other yes. Because I was about to say, usually if Q dogs are doing that to you, they know you.
Yeah, I knew him. I just was not prepared or expecting that at all. It caught me completely off guard.
Or this is the 5th time they've made their way around the circle and you keep making eye contact with you. I fucked him the entire way past you.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, she gotta want it.
Yeah.
Which still, my nigga, this is why I didn't pledge Q, because I'm not trying it.
This means pick me up.
I'm not that type of brave. I don't want uppies. Unless she's doing uppies, I'm not picking her up. I'm like, y'all got it. Y'all are a different type of, that's a different type of animal instinct. Like you, and I think I can sniff out a fairy because I know what fairy behavior is. I can spot it. But the fact that you can pick out girls that you just know want to be picked up.
Well, clearly he cannot.
Oh well, yeah,
because
that's true. He made it, like we said, Neo.
Please put me down.
He hasn't learned the things.
But no, he. I knew him, so he just thought it would be cool.
Like this would be fine.
Which it wasn't necessarily the fact that I was picked up and put into the air. It was the fact that it was I had no idea that it was happening. I didn't know that it was. I didn't brace myself. I didn't mentally prepare for both of my feet not being on the ground.
The fact that you didn't physically assault him is actually kind of amazing. Because this is the thing, as a guy who has been around women and who has like women friends, sometimes one of the things you want to do as a guy is you want to roughhouse.
Yeah.
And you want to go to pick her up. And what you learn very quickly is most women do not react well to being picked up, especially if they are of the smaller variety, because a lot of motherfuckers just be like trying to pick them up. And so I learned very quickly, she might jab you in your mouth if you pick her up unexpectedly. So don't do that maybe. And maybe just keep your hands to yourself. Full circle the anointing. Yeah,
I just, I have learned patience in that way because men scare me. Men terrify the fuck out of me, and like as much as I am shoot 'em up Sally and I talk big shit, I'm not putting my hands on no nigga because I truly do fear what niggas might do. So I can say the only reason I know for sure he did not get hit is because when he picked me up, he didn't tickle me. That'd be my biggest thing, because a lot of times when you pick me up around here,
he's trying to grip.
That's a tickle, and I don't play like that. I will beat your ass.
Fair.
Yeah, all that shit goes out the window because you just picking me up can be perceived as playful, and I do know him, so I'm like, okay, he thinks that I like this. I don't, so can you just put me down? I understand why you thought that this was going to be cool because of the rapport that we have, but it's not. Just put me down. But had he accidentally tickled me on the way up, we both would have been on the way down. You're coming down with me hard.
Jesus Christ.
I don't play like that. Don't fucking tickle me.
What a way to be rejected. Speaking of rejection, that was on because this was another thing that was on the docket. What is the craziest way you have ever been rejected or rejected someone? Because like we've talked about this before, but my homegirl told me that she like kissed a nigga on his forehead and was telling him like, you're not the one. And I was like, that's a crazy way. I was like, if you kiss me on my forehead as a way of rejecting me, like that might be my 13th reason. I didn't even have one before then, but I have all 13 in this room I'm right 13. Here. Yes, like that's crazy.
I don't know if I've told this story on here before, but once I went out with two of my friends, and there was this man trying to make conversation with the three of us after the club, and his outfit was wretched. It was terrible. It was hot garbage. And so we're standing there trying to figure out what we're finna do next, and he walks up to us and starts talking, and I said immediately, no, not with that outfit. I'm so sorry. And my sister was so mad because this went on. Like, he started telling me that he works in the fashion industry. I said, doing what? Cleaning toilets? What do you do in this alleged fashion industry? It can't be dressing people. And we went back and forth. And then when he finally walked off, my sister was so upset because she was like, this is when niggas go to their car and come back and shoot this shit up. You need to stop. And other than that, I've probably there was this one time, group of guys, group of girls, and one dude walked over to me and said, well, I got her. I said, you got who? Unhand me. Don't fucking play with me. Don't be putting no claim on me. It's niggas around.
Well, yo, I almost sent you this thing today because sometimes I'll send you things, but sometimes I'll be like, oh, we'll just talk about this on the pod. I saw this thing today that was like, men talking about how it's a dude and he's sitting there with his homegirls and like one other dude. And they're talking about how come men don't approach anymore? And like, what's the worst that can happen is I could say no. And then they talk about, and then he's like, well, what about old boy that approached you the other night? Oh, you mean Mr. Da-da-da-da? And they proceed to talk about how they have taken pictures of him and put him in the group chat and how they have been roasting him endlessly.
But that don't got nothing to do with him. He'll never know.
Yes.
Your feelings are spared. She did nothing wrong. Now, when they say the worst you can do is say no, that is untrue.
No, because also in the clip, they embarrassed him right there.
Publicly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because you walk up to me and, hey, can I get your number? Can you get my what, nigga? Look at you.
But women be assaulted by the audacity of you to think that you could get me.
I asked that crackhead, excuse me? Do I look like the type of bitch to give my number to a crackhead? What the fuck are you on, nigga?
He's like, I ask everybody.
You are not special. Having a crackhead tell you that you are not special it's a canon event. It had to happen, and it's probably a big part of the way I am the way I am.
I was gonna say it changes your perspective on so much because there be so much shit now that you just be like, I actually really don't care special. About. Like
this isn't a big deal. Like,
yeah,
it's probably one of the reasons I'm so humble. Like, Vet thinks that I'm humble. I don't think I'm humble. Vet calls me humble all the time, but I'm like, that crackhead told me I wasn't special. I took that shit to heart. And I move through life like that. Like, you're not special, but you will be.
Fair.
We not there yet.
It's okay.
I'm going to come back and find them. Because crackheads don't ever die. So I'm going to come back and find them.
As someone who works in mental health, I'm going to tell you, yes, they do, in fact. Okay. they will, in fact, pass away on you. I know plenty of motherfuckers. That's how they got fired. Because you was billing for a motherfucker that died.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Can they be faulted for that?
When you said that you sat in front of this person,
okay,
and you did an assessment or you was conducting therapy on a dead person,
yeah,
nigga, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
like,
that's very
it's nuts,
trackable.
Yes, like you're going to get caught.
There's no way around.
This is why I don't understand why people be doing like fraud. Like that, there's always like when you do certain shit. There's a way. This is not back in the day. Like everything is computerized. They will find you.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just got to be looking for you. They're not even looking for you, and then you piss your supervisor off, and now they looking for a reason to fuck with you.
Yeah.
So hey, stop doing fraud, waste, and abuse. Stop doing fraud, waste, and abuse. Like don't, because they will find you.
Mm-hmm. Words of the wise.
I have seen it time and time again.
Yeah.
Let's look at this docket because we did have things. We're moving.
Let's see what we got. You guys, I put out a music video the other day. Nothing.
Okay. All right.
Nothing.
Okay. You want to tell them about?
Nothing. It like I have not stanned somebody in so long. The last person that I was that I stand like this, it was probably J. Cole. And that's back in 2009, 2010. Fair. I have not stand anybody since then. I am such a... MONALEO released a song today. I already know the words. And I didn't even start listening to it till I got in the car to come here. So I am a fan. And I made a music video to her song. And I'm just like, why have you not seen this? It's great. It's a music video.
So you're a little upset, a little perturbed.
A little bit. I feel played. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, well, why don't I? Well, I'm finna make another one. Don't worry about it. She gonna see me. Fuck, if I gotta make one a day, she's gonna see me. I'm such a big fan, and I don't even get like that.
I'm telling you, it's the fact that it's chance.
The only reason I'm saying it's not is because I felt like this the last time I did a video and her song was in it, and I was like, hello. But that one wasn't as much of a production as this one. This one is more so because I put time into this.
Acknowledge my effort.
We had different scenery. Like we were on the move. I was in a car at some point, hanging out the roof of a car because that's what you said in the song. So I would like my acknowledgement. I'm such a big fan. I just love her so much. She's so stinking cute. She's a hyper aggressive Hello Kitty. Yeah.
What an interesting way to say that.
If you put a grill iced out in Hello Kitty's mouth, that is MONALEO. She's so.
I'm here for it. Yeah. The people that I'm on my slam team with. We just did a feature last night in San Antonio, so this is one of the reasons why I'm off in the middle of the day today because I was like, I'm taking off. Mm-hmm. So we do that gig. They were talking about MONALEO on the way up there. I was like, yo, she's from Houston. They were like, I love her.
Yeah, she's from Mo City.
Mm-hmm. We love Houston. We love a Houston rapper.
And then my girl be freestyling for real. She just released a freestyle, and you can see her thinking about what she's about to say next, and it's so hard. She said, "I'm so doggish, a nigga damn near got a whistle to call me home." off the top of her fucking head. I just love her. And it's so refreshing to be like this much of a fan of somebody that I have no desire to sleep with or anything like that. Like, we know how I feel about Tiana Taylor, but I won't fuck her.
Okay. What about Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, I don't. But there's no. I'm not attracted to him. I don't find him attractive.
But you have a.
Yeah, but no, I think she's cute, and I still don't want to fuck her.
Oh,
it's just off the strength of her talent. She's just so talented. It's the same with Jamie Foxx, but
you're not attracted.
I'm not attracted to him. There's no like lust there. Like I think she's gorgeous. I am attracted to her, but it's just off the strength of her talent. I have no desire to hunch on her.
There are women I feel that way about. Mm-hmm. Where I'm like, you're absolutely gorgeous. I find you attractive. I just have no desire to like. Yeah. I just want you to. Because actually, sorry, I had a thought and I was like, I need to go to therapy for that. I was like, this is not a thing I should say on a podcast. Actually, this is a thing I should discuss with my therapist and deal with my self-worth issues. So how about we do that instead of making everything a topic on a podcast? Yeah. Growth.
We love it.
So yeah, there was a thing I was gonna ask about. Okay. I saw this thing on Horrible Decisions because I haven't really been, as we know, I used to love, we both did
Same.
Horrible Decisions. I saw one of their clips where they were talking with this relationship expert dude or someone who is a relationship coach and who has been getting women, or maybe he's a matchmaker. I don't know. I didn't watch the episode to go figure out who this person was, but he was talking about if they're not calling you, he calls it, I think, his rule of threes. If they're not making a date within 3 days, if you're not the girlfriend within 3 months, I think it was 2 months. If you're not the girlfriend within 2 months, if you're not the fiance within 2 years, mm-hmm. then get rid of him. And I was like, I understand do you have any thoughts about timeline like that?
I'm a real nigga.
What does this mean?
No, I don't. I just be vibing. I was gonna say something that I can't on here, but I just be vibing. No, I don't believe in none of that. I remember when they came out with Think Like a Man, and it was like the 90-day rule. Bro, I'm not doing that. Whatever I want to do is what I'm gonna do. If it like, I'm gonna move around when I feel played. Like if I was somebody who wanted to get married, right, and Vet and I were in this relationship for a certain amount of time, I'm just gonna let them know, hey, this is what I want to do. What you trying to do? So but it's not coming up until I feel like it has been too long. I'm not putting no number on it because after 2 years, I might not be in that.
So I think that those specific rules, I understand the purpose of them is to keep you from wasting your time. Uh-huh. I think, however, if you develop good instincts and trust yourself, mm-hmm. then you won't have to wait those particular periods of time to figure out that this person, whether or not this person is for you or not. Because mm-hmm. the whole purpose of, I think, the time frames are within this time frame. It's is this person actually interested in me? Is this person willing to like move forward with me? And whereas I get that, I feel like you shouldn't have to place time frames on those things to know right. those things. If you do, but I also understand maybe you've gone through periods where you are not able to distinguish these things. Mm-hmm. You don't have good discernment, and the only way for you to get it is to like create these very, very strict timelines. Cool, do you? But because I don't have that, because I do trust myself to be able to make those decisions and do be able to be like, yeah, actually, this is just not going to work, and I've given it as much time and energy as I can. And I'm kind of like, okay with that, and we're just going to end this here because I trust myself to be able to do that. Right. I always find it interesting when people have these very, very like strict and rigid timelines. Yeah.
And see, I am also not a person who has ever in my life dated with intention. Ever. Every time I've ever dated, it was for fun. With the nigga that I married, the nigga I'm with now, like every time I've ever dated, it was for fun. I don't date with intention. Because it's just the vibes, man. Like, what are we going? What are we doing? Like, and then there have been situations I don't go into it saying, okay, he got this amount of time before he tried to make. First of all, I don't never be wanting to be nobody's girlfriend. Like that's never a me thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not going in. That's just not who I am. Cause I be chilling. But once I realize that a situation is no longer going in the direction that I want it to go in, I will remove myself. Like if I did happen to want to be in a relationship and I feel like that is not where you're going, and I talk to you about it, and even if you say that is where you're headed, if I don't feel that, I'm simply going to remove myself. It's really not that it's really not that big of a deal.
Cool.
Yeah.
I feel very much the same way, which is why I think, and I have to remember that he is coming at this from the perspective of someone who is coaching people through relationships.
People who,
that have had a lot of failed relationships and are looking to accomplish a specific goal in a specific time frame. And so they're looking to go about it a very rigid way to try to get the results that they want.
Right.
Which
we need to get another mic so we can maybe have a girlier girl on here.
So this is the thing.
Who can offer a perspective that's more in line with most women.
We're gonna have, so this is the thing, when we get to the new place, we're gonna start to have a few, we'll be able to have guests because we'll have more space. We'll figure out like lighting and all this. Maybe we'll get an actual camera. Who knows? We'll start to do all the things, and maybe we'll just have a few people on just to start with, just so we can have different perspectives, because there's so many people that have been like, I want to go on the podcast. Y'all be fun. And I'm like,
yeah, whenever people's like, what's your podcast about? We really just be chopping it up.
in real life, because I feel like those are the best podcasts. Side note, Joe Budden almost got me. I saw a clip of a Joe Budden podcast, and I was like, you almost made me come back and listen.
Okay. Almost.
They were talking about is $1 million life-changing money?
Oh, yeah, I think we talked about this on the pod.
And when Joe was like most people can't afford a $500 emergency. What the fuck are y'all niggas talking about?
Yeah.
He
disconnected.
Yeah, he was like, shut the fuck up talking to me. And I'm like,
yeah.
This almost made me...
we talked about this on the podcast, because I've always said there's life-changing money and there's lifestyle-changing money.
Yeah.
$1 million is absolutely life-changing money. If you plan to never work again, it might not be lifestyle-changing money. You can continue to live the life that you are living with $1 million and make that work for a very long time.
Yeah.
But once you start deciding you want to, I got $1 million, so I'm finna go buy this big ass fancy house and all these cars, and you're gonna run out of that shit quick.
Yeah. No, things I would buy if I won the lottery.
The lottery is crazy.
Truck, regular car. For Joy wants me to have a truck so bad. I don't understand why.
It's so manly.
I want a motorcycle. I don't really want a truck. But she don't want me to have no motorcycle.
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
Me and Vet talked about it.
Yeah. And then Vet and my best friend were talking. They both ride bikes. And my best friend was like, because he said something, Vet said something to him about me being scared or something like that. He was like, you scared of bikes? I was like, nigga, I'm not scared of no motherfucking bikes. I just don't like them. I'm not scared. Where the doors? I don't like that shit. It's too many elements. I don't like being outside.
You mean you don't like riding on them?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't necessarily prefer, he is too impulsive, and I know the way his brain works. No, I don't like the fact that he be on a bike. I would be way less concerned with you on a bike than him on a bike.
Fair.
Yeah. Because he, I see the way the nigga drive in a car.
Joy she rides with me sometimes, so maybe her concern is coming from, because we don't often ride together. And last time we did, you drove. We was going somewhere because we had to pick up something for the pod.
Yeah, I usually will drive. I'm actually a really good driver.
You are.
I'm actually a really good driver. I don't be hitting curbs and shit like that. The most you might get is me not seeing a pothole, but it's Houston, so
So I think we made one of my friends, because I didn't drive to San Antonio last night. My homegirl, the Shooter, did, and Shooter can drive. Shooter be doing her thing. Shooter also does not always she'll swerve in and out of lanes, and they be in the back moving. So I'm sitting in the front, and they was messing with her on the way back, and they said something about because they was laughing because sometimes she'll swerve in and out of lanes, and it was late, and we was hitting the bumps, and so they're like, hey yo, you good? And she's like, She was like, I'm not swerving, am I? And I was like, only when I look up. I was like, for the most part, I'd be like, the way I can tell that you can drive for real is if I am not really watching while you're driving. If I'm like doing other stuff on my phone and I'm like da-da-da-da, and or we're like having casual conversation and I'm not being like, hey, why aren't you slowing down?
Right.
Then you're fine. Like I'm not, but I did respond like that very quickly, and I think she was like, nigga, what you mean, bro?
Yeah, I used to always say that I'm a terrible driver, but it's not true. I just don't like to drive. So I tell people that I'm a terrible driver so that they don't ask me to drive. But I'm actually a really good driver. But I do think I am a much more cautious driver. Like when I got somewhere to be, I'm in and out of there. And you know how like if you live in a metropolitan city or somewhere that has like a lot of interstates, that traffic, listen, when you're going from like, let's say you're going from 610 to 59, that line, baby, I'm not waiting in that line.
That shit is stupid, bro.
I'm not waiting in that line.
Especially if you're
like no fucking peon.
You said 610 to 59 or 59 to 610.
Yeah.
When you're coming from south and you're trying to get on and there's the split where it goes north.
From 288 and 59? Is that what you're talking about? Like
no, I'm talking about the one like over.
I'm thinking about from 45.
I'm talking about the one near Chimney Rock where.
Oh, yeah.
That, bro.
I'm not waiting in that line because I know human nature. One of you motherfuckers is on your phone and I'm gonna slide in here.
Or even if you're not, one of y'all is gonna know and look at me and let me through. But bro, I was in traffic. I sat in traffic yesterday. I was so upset. I sat in traffic over there for an hour over by the Galleria because they blocked off 4 lanes of traffic. Because one tow truck was trying to get somebody, and it was them by themselves, and the police came and blocked off the majority of the. I was like, bro, we are sitting still.
Right. Yeah.
This is crazy.
I'm not waiting in them lines. I gotta get up out of there. Okay, wait. Quick side note. Philip Hudson.
Oh Lord.
He's just so damn funny. And so I was finna leave this comment, but I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be how it's going to be perceived, like if he's going to get it. But I was like, the eyes have gotten shorter. The have gotten longer. And now he's doing this thing where he says, I got to get up out of there. And I was like, I got to get up out of there, so I've gotten quieter. I got to get up out of there. Get up out of there. They've just gotten quieter.
Bro.
Every time.
Bro, he is one of them ones where he is funny, and I can send him to all the friends.
Yeah.
As long as they're black, because they're gonna get it. I don't necessarily send him to my white friends, but he made the one he made about I was like, you into crystals, and got my zodiacatry all together. Like I'm so excited. He was like, so I went and got some crystal meth. We could have a beautiful experience.
She said, get out.
Get out.
This door right here.
Bro, I was like,
yesterday I kept saying, I don't know nothing about no baseball. I don't know why. I didn't even see the video or nothing. I just kept
almost smoked your ass.
I don't know nothing about no baseball.
Yeah, that nigga is so funny.
Yeah, he is.
We did have a break room question.
Okay.
Because I think we've gotten through a good portion of things. So the break room question was actually a thing we covered on the What's the Name, which was what was the thing that made you realize you loved them for real? And some people took this as like,
we did that last week.
Did we?
Yeah, because my answer was that nigga just got his hair.
No. I asked you, but I didn't ask the people.
Oh,
so
okay.
The people shared their responses.
Oh, okay.
At least I don't think we ran it last week.
I thought it was a question. Well, not last week, but the last time we did a break room question. I don't know that we did one last week.
Oh, it was something to do with what made you realize you was crushing on them. Similar questions.
Run it.
These are different answers.
Okay.
We were just hanging out dancing, and I couldn't stop smiling and started staring.
Oh,
that's adorable.
Staring at somebody while you're dancing is kind of intense, though.
Yeah.
Like.
This is why the Q thought to pick you up, because if he's dancing and you're dancing on the side and you staring at him.
I was not.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, because if I was staring at him, I wouldn't have expected it.
No, I'm not talking about you specifically. I might have
been going to get a drink. And I'm just in there.
I'm talking about a fictional young lady that doesn't exist, that doesn't feel as though she's been assaulted. I'm just making jokes. I was trying to catch one, and it didn't work. We're gonna back up off of it. What was the first or last thing that made you realize you loved him for real? He always makes sure I have my favorite kimchi stocked before my cycle comes.
Aw.
That's a very like sweet thing to do. What is the first or last thing that made you realize you loved him for real? He gave me a back massage in the middle of the night. I was like, he was asleep and he gave you a back massage? Like, what does that mean?
What did it end at a back massage?
I once had to ask someone. Like most basketball players, sometimes I think about the shots that I didn't shoot, and I wonder what would have happened if I'd have taken that shot. And so there was one particular young lady, and every like 2 years or so, I think I ask her, because I forget that I ask her. I'd be like, "Yo, when you asked me to give you a massage, you really just wanted a massage?" And every 2 years, she'd be like, "Yes, bro. Like if I wanted to smash, you'd have known that I wanted to smash. I wasn't really on that type of time with you. I was just kind of like one of the same." And it hurts my feelings again every year. And I think I keep asking because I block it out.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
But in telling this story, I've now taken accountability, and so I can no longer ask her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna say.
She's probably gonna see me at homecoming.
She's gonna say, refer to your podcast.
Yes.
Episode 72. I think that's the one, Roy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've lost count.
I only know because I label them that way when I save them by the episode number, just so I can keep track. So I think we're on 72.
Bet. Okay. First or last thing that made you realize you loved them for real. The way he opened my car door for me. Yeah, the way he opened my car door for me. Okay.
The fact that he did, or the way he did?
The way he did.
Did he do it on a handstand or something? Did he use
I
his
don't know.
foot?
It was impressive.
Did he use his mind? What the fuck is... Okay.
Hey, it's her love.
And I love that for you, sis.
Or his love. I don't...
Yeah.
First or last small thing that made you realize you loved them for real, for real. I mentioned that I wanted to kiss in the rain, and he made it happen on my birthday. He
made it rain?
That's an impress. That's not a small thing.
Yeah.
So this nigga got superpowers.
You got to come up off some head for that. you got to pull some tricks out. That nigga made it rain so that you could get so you could fulfill some type of... This nigga learned and practiced a rain dance?
Oh my God, bro.
He made it rain on your birthday just for this. He probably had to sell a piece of his soul or something like that. That ain't easy to come, but you can't just make it rain. You owe that man. Unless you live in Washington. Because it's always raining over there. So that don't count.
Or England.
Yeah. If you live somewhere where it's always raining, I take everything I said back. This is a regular Tuesday.
Okay. What is a small thing they did that made you realize you loved them for real? I had some medical issues come up, and he immediately made himself available to be my support. I was like, oh, that's very sweet of y'all.
Yeah.
First thing that made you realize that you liked them for real, for real. He got me a Hello Kitty. He got me a Hello Kitty Band-Aid for my med port.
Okay.
I don't know what
I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming that you like Hello Kitty, and it's the thought that counts.
And I'm assuming a med port.
Why would it need a Band-Aid?
I don't know what a med port is.
I don't know, but I love that for you.
And I don't feel like looking it up on the podcast today because we do that sometimes. But I
don't think it's important. It's something that you wanted, and you could have gotten it plain. You couldn't have got it in a regular Band-Aid. And he got you one with Hello Kitty. I saw this video of this girl, like she showed her car. She was in an accident, a bad car wreck on the highway, and there was like backed up traffic. And she was like, I told my boyfriend that I got into a car accident, but I didn't know how he was going to get here because of the traffic. And he parked his car at the nearest gas station, and all you see is her boyfriend running up the highway to get to her, just to like be there with her. But he's like, yeah, he just parked his car at a gas station, and then he's getting to his girl. Period. We love that. That's so my nigga coded.
Absolutely, because there are things. There are ways in which he is like, okay. There are ways in which he is such a book boyfriend. Like he would like the whole like I will burn the world down for you. Like he literally means that shit. Like if you literally ask him to bring you the stars and the moon, he will literally set out plans to try to figure out how to bring you the stars and the moon.
Yeah.
That is that type of nigga. And whereas if Little One asked me to bring the stars and the moon, I would ask,
where are you gonna put it?
Yeah, like what do we need that for?
And see, I be feeling, I tell him this all the time. A lot of times when we fight, he does not do this, but I feel so ungrateful because to any other girl, I mean, he's perfect to me, but you gotta unlearn a lot of shit when you date me, because a lot of the stuff that most girls, a lot of men are taught. A lot of men with positive male role models are taught to handle women a certain way. I'm not somebody who needs to be complimented all the time. I don't bring me no fucking flowers. I don't want. I mean, I'll take them and I'll smile, but I really don't want that. They stink and they're gonna die. I have no need for that. So I be feeling so ungrateful because I know the stuff that he does. Like, he is the type of person to just go and get me the stars and moon, and I didn't ask for it, and then he's gonna bring it home, and I'm like, oh my gosh, a star and the moon. Where are we gonna keep this? People are gonna be coming by here nonstop to see this. It's gonna be so much traffic outside our home.
I was not planning for that.
We're gonna have to move.
I like it quiet. That is exactly. This is why we were great friends.
And would never work in a relationship.
Yes.
You can't be two of those people cannot be together.
But that's
y'all will do nothing.
But that's one of the things, that's one of the things that you learn about being like friends with people. Like, okay, the thing that stops me from having sex with any of my male friends is the fact that they are men. Mm-hmm. The thing that stops me from having sex with any of my female friends is like we have very specific reasons as to why like this isn't a thing that works for us, or we're not attracted to each other. Right. But like, yeah, like we just be like, yeah, this is exactly why we are friends, why we would hate each other if we would date.
Yeah. Yeah, everything in for everybody.
Yes.
You gotta let people play the role that they're supposed to be in your life.
But also that's the reason why like niggas fuck up and don't believe that they can be friends with women, is because like you don't know that you only believe in one role.
You don't have a line. Like there's no
like you ain't got no type of discipline at all, and you just make unhealthy decisions.
This girl that I've been mutuals with for a while, she had just randomly out of nowhere, I have no idea where this came from, I got a message saying that I had been tagged in a post, and I go to it and it's my name on the screen, and she's just like, Roxanne, you gotta tell us what's the prayer that you prayed to get that man that's not your man to be your man, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you bitches got to stop asking me that. Talk to that nigga and ask what he asked, who he prayed to get me. I am really like that in real life. But I did take that as an opportunity to say once again, like people are always asking me that. And I'm just like, once you start asking questions like that, you can't ask me because we're not in the same place. I ain't never ever in my life prayed for no nigga.
So this is the thing. I think because you weren't dating with any type of like real intention, like you never got disappointed when niggas wasn't like looking to date you with intention. When women are looking to date men with intention and then they choose not to, that is the thing that's going to make you disheartened. But because you were like, no, I'm actually just out here like vibing and having fun. And
I'm completely self-sufficient. He came into a system that already was.
And then he was like, oh, actually, I like this vibe, and this vibe is so fly that I want to stick around and add to what's going on here. And I think sometimes both men and women get it twisted. We go out trying to like, okay, I want to, instead of like just being cool and like just letting things come as they are.
I'm gonna force it.
Yes. But again, that also comes from you may have had a bunch of bad experiences, and now in order to avoid these bad experiences, you have now these really, really strict timelines and guidelines that you have given yourself because you are unable to make good decisions for yourself because we've seen the decisions that you have made in the past, and you are now very, very strict with yourself. And that's not okay. And let me say this. That's not a bad thing that you have decided to make all these strict rules for yourself. If that is the way that you choose and keeps you best safe, I applaud you for doing so. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, because I'm not there, sometimes it confuses me.
Yeah. But I try to stay out of that because as we have uncovered here, I do not have the experiences of most women. I don't have a lot of negative male experiences. I ain't never been in a situation with a man who made me, like, who talked to me crazy or didn't treat me like a person or anything like that. And I also am not somebody who has terrible experiences with dating or being single. So I can truly say that I was enjoying myself. I was having a good time. Mm-hmm. And he could tell. And he just wanted to be a part of that. Not necessarily change it, just be a part of that. And then it grew to what it is now.
Which a lot of times is the complaint that I sometimes, well, not a lot of times, but sometimes that I hear from men online, not necessarily the men in my real life, but men online talking about how I stayed because, like, she was a vibe, like it was cool, and now we have to do all this life shit, and it's not fun to be with this person like it was, because he picked you because you were fun. You picked him because he had structure, and I'm not saying that is how everything goes. I'm just talking about specific situations in which I've heard. I hate that I have to clarify this much because people won't just like. It makes me not want to talk online. I was in such a good, I got frustrated just that quickly because I had to do so much work to make one single point without it becoming a thing where, like,
without everyone speaking for everybody, or because then that opens the door for, well, actually when I date, and
or it being dissected and think pieced to within an inch of its life. I was like, you don't got to have a think piece about everything.
The internet is just such a crazy place because everyone is so emboldened. Like, everyone just feels like my opinion on this situation
is necessary.
It matters. It don't. Like, I always say one of my biggest pet peeves. A pet peeve of mine, because it's probably not one of the biggest. A pet peeve of mine is when I see people, like, talking about what other people are wearing. Like, oh, I'll be happy when y'all stop wearing them certain kind of shorts, or I'll be happy when y'all grow out of this particular hairstyle. How about you just don't wear that hairstyle? What does them people putting that on have to do with you? You don't like it, don't wear it. Is them wearing it gonna bother you? Now, I do understand as a content creator, it is just content. Something for you to talk about is, and every time I see one of those videos, thousands of likes, hundreds of comments, because that is the society. Mm-hmm. But in my head, it's just like, you sound like a hater. Because they like it. That's why they put it on.
Now, I agree with you to a point. Because I remember being in college, and I remember when girls didn't wear the lace front wigs all that well. Like, we could see all the lace, and it wasn't attractive. And we were gonna be glad when y'all stopped doing that. But it wasn't because, like, we was hating. Like, I don't hate lace wigs now. Like, I think that they're cute when they're done properly. But, like, that when people don't do things well, like, I'd be wanting to say things.
Yeah, but
the worst was the 27 piece. The girls from Dallas used to have that fucking pineapple beehive thing they used to have, and then they used to have, like, the little mohawk thing. Bro, what was going on?
Niggas don't know nothing about nothing. That hairstyle was fire. Niggas don't know nothing about nothing. When I first pulled my mullet out, and I was talking to, I talked to him, and I talked to my man. They both was like, "Oh, mullet, you don't know shit." I look good than a bitch in that mullet. You don't know nothing. And also, you was in college in what, 2008?
Yeah.
Wasn't nobody lace front good at that time. Like, it is what it is, nigga. I'm not doing my hair. I'm putting this wig on. Ain't nobody's lace laid in 2008. Beyonce lace wasn't even laid in 2008. You think I'm better than Beyonce, nigga? I'm not. Nobody's lace was laid in 08. Like, it wasn't. It's just what it is. Now, technology, that shit be coming straight out bitches' scalps. Not me. But My shit don't be crazy. It be cool, but it's also coming straight off as soon as I get home. Don't play with me. I ain't doing all the work that it takes to make that shit invisible. It's a wig, and I don't mind you knowing that. You think this my hair?
Bro, I saw a video of that one girl who like she was talking about, she was on some, she's very, very Christian. She was on that podcast and she was like, yeah, so what I did, and she did like this. And, my God.
Her name is Whitney, I think.
Yes, I love Whitney, first of all. She's very, very Christian, but I feel like Christian in a way that won't hate people, but like Christian was like, hey, I love Jesus and y'all can do whatever y'all do. Funny. And I just be over here loving Jesus.
Yeah.
And she had this thing where like she walked in her house and she just did like this and her wig came off. She was like, I just had a day. And I was like, I feel like women do that.
You have no idea. I keep makeup wipes in my car. If I go out with my man, when we on the way home, I take that wig off. I take the lashes off, put them on the dash. I start taking the makeup off. I'm ready for bed by the time I get to the house. All I got to do is take my shower and wash my face. Hair is off. Makeup is off. Shoes are off. Lashes are off.
Bro, in my head, this is like a whole like y'all are like, all right, now I see y'all, and then the door closes. Truth is, I'm tired. And taking off lashes. Options are few. So you get the
yeah,
I'm all churched down.
I'm taking that shit off. Like, they could never make me hate a glueless wig. I'm taking that shit. Them sleeping in a wig is crazy to me. Now I will say, I have learned to secure my wigs to where if I need to hunch in one, it's not sliding back like a Trick Daddy record like it once was back in the past. We have elevated.
Hey.
But I be hot. I'm taking this shit off.
Fair.
I'm taking this shit off. I'm liable to take the shit off during and throw it across the room. I don't give a damn.
Hey.
It's hot.
Make it happen.
I'm getting hot in my old age.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think we had anything else on the docket. I think we covered. Oh, the one thing. What type of profession do you think has the darkest of humors?
Besides morticians.
So, cause like, okay, so like people always joke about like people having dark senses of humor, and it'd be like, oh, the military people got dark senses of humor. Oh, nurses have dark senses, or people that work in like a medical field. I would submit to you that like that y'all should also add teachers and social workers, because the things that they see and hear, like I know therapists that make suicide jokes, and the shits be funny.
I mean, they have look at the material. You have so much to build from.
Like, or there be things.
Wait, sorry, hold on. There was this video. The person holding the camera is like on a ledge. You can't see their face. You look down, they're on a ledge, like they're about to jump. They turn around, and the person's like, "No, don't do it." They turn back around to show the ledge again, and they turn back around. He's there with his phone. Okay, now do it.
That is an awesome joke. Oh, and this is the thing. When I said therapists are going to make jokes about suicide, they're just going to therapize as to why we made the joke. Is this a coping mechanism? It is. Yeah. And I'm okay with this for now because it's going to help me to get to a point where I can do the things I need to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I just have a sense of humor. It's all over the place. Sometimes I do tend to have a dark sense of humor sometimes, but I also will make a dad joke in a fucking minute. So
well, sometimes I'm making the dark humor jokes because I'm trying to keep from crying. Like it's just everything is going wrong, and I want my life back.
Understandable.
So we shall see. But I don't have anything else on the docket. You got anything else, friend?
I do not.
Okay. Well, if you made it to the end, you have a word for him?
If you've made it this far, put MONALEO, what's the problem? Oh, I'm sorry. What do you have?
Oh, I was gonna say couch because next episode.
Oh, okay, yes.
You'll be back on the couch.
Sure. We don't want to start no beef with MONALEO.
Because we like her.
Love her so much. I just want to be her. I don't really want to be her friend though.
You just want to be acknowledged.
Yeah, because we're like I'm literally 10 years older than her. I don't need to be.
I don't
need to be her friend because I'm like 10 years older than her. I don't know that we're Not saying that she's not mature, but like I don't.
We
what
don't
are we
have
talking
the
about?
same life.
You are rich and famous and 10 years
childless.
younger than me. No, she has a kid.
Oh, she do?
And she's married. Well, her and do you know? You probably don't know Stunner for Vegas. He's a rapper. But he is a rapper, and they are. I don't know if they're engaged or married. Like the post said, I said yes. But there was one picture that looked like a wedding, but I don't know. They might just be engaged. But no, she does have a kid.
That's a very you trust your. You just said I said yes on what's the name, and they be like, no one thought to crack. Like that's
no. She was holding the ring.
No. I was in my head like people be saying I said yes, and everybody just knows what that means. We have to assume, but like say that was like a tweet, I'd be like I would assume that someone would respond like to crack. Like
right.
what's
to guess to what?
Yeah,
I just love us because I told my kid hand it here, and they knew what I meant. That is not proper.
It's not a word.
Hand it here. Hand it here.
Hand it here.
Get here.
That is so country. You talking about that man?
But here's the difference. I know I'm country. I don't deny it. He the one be talking about I ain't country. You're the country. Like you absolutely are. I'm country. He old country. He country like my grandma. I'm just from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? He country like he literally
country
says
like you ain't said nothing slick to a can of oil.
Yeah, since I was knee high to a grasshopper. Casually, I have never heard anybody say I am knee high since I was knee high to a grasshopper. Unironically, it's always because they talking about some country shit. He says it just casually, like.
Indeed.
Sometimes my kids will be sneaking around trying to do stuff, but they're not sneaky at all. They're not low at all. So he'll just be like, "You about to slick a sandpaper, ain't it?" Yeah, that's my man. Yeah,
telling your children
that they slick a sandpaper. Somebody in my comments once said that somebody was about as sharp as a bowling ball, and he really liked that one.
That is fire. I'm not even gonna hold you. That is fire.
Yeah, I know I'm country, and I don't deny it.
I am not country.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I was. It just gives things such color.
Yeah, live at 5.
All right. Well, that's all we got for today. Next time y'all see us, Rox should be back on a couch
with my feet up and my toes done. But I'm not gonna show y'all because y'all ain't paying for that.
Hey, so we'll be back on the couch. And we will see y'all next week. Thank y'all for being here, liking, sharing, subscribing, leaving comments with timestamps. We greatly appreciate it. I have been RJ, the friendly neighborhood Dom, and this has been
Brianna,
aka
Big Rox.
Not the little one.
Not the little one. Never the little one. Not even at the end of the show.
And thank y'all for being here. See y'all next week. Peace.
Bye.